Nice hair.
Thanks.
Hey, Cara.
Hey.
Hey.
How are you?
I'm good.
What's wrong?
How about yourself?
I'm tired.
Yeah.
I'm tired. Very tired.
Well, I just been stuck.
Why are you stuck?
Well, I think I got out of my rut, but I've been very distracted. So it's been, and I just was like, yeah, I just been just really distracted with a lot of different things, and I kind of lost a lot of focus and
Distracted with what? Work and what else?
work and just socializing and certain things came back into my life that I shouldn't have, led back into my life, and yeah. And I just let that get to me. Also, I felt like with God's speed, it was like, oh, it's so hard to get the packages. Nobody's responding to my emails, and like it's like okay, where do I go next? You know. So
Is that a band that you got right now?
yes, man.
Nice.
Yeah. But it's like, okay, I get the bands. You'll only be so excited about bands for a while. So, I mean, I just was like kind of shutting down, and I kind of forgot. And and even like as I like deleted all my social media and stopped looking at it, and I was like, which was a mistake because I was like, well, that's the thing, the very thing that's gonna get me where I want to be. Because one morning I woke up and I started listening to Gary Vee. He was like, everybody's talking about how bad social media is for you, but that's the very thing that's gonna bring me what I want, you know?
What do you want?
Well, I just want, basically, the purpose of anything I do is just for like a legacy because I want to, because I enjoy it.
Mm-hmm.
So, and me sitting here doing nothing doesn't bring me any of those things. So I think I just had to sit down and really like, and sometimes I do this, I just like, I just write down a list of what do I want,
Mm-hmm.
and so that's where I'm at right now. I've just been extremely distracted.
And close to.
And I didn't like that.
All right, I'm about to show you something. I want you to read this. What does that say?
What do I want? What do you want?
Right. Same thing, right? Same thing. We go through ruts. Well, we had a little bit of a rut today. You're just in a rut, you know, but you have to, in my opinion, in times like that, remember why you started and maintain the focus on where you want to go and why. You know what I mean? And if legacy is the answer, then understand that you're trying to build something long term. And it requires a lot of foundation in order to get there, right? Foundation has to be sturdy, has to be strong. So when you hear Gary talking about how he was posting videos like every day for 6 years before he finally got a little bit of response, it's the same thing that we have to do, like look in the mirror and remind ourselves too. Now, mind you, we're never not moving. Like even right now, like been going back and forth all day with this freaking graphic designer trying to really narrow down our flyers so we can get our flyers together. You know what I mean? But you know what I mean? So we're never not working. But sometimes, you know, they're more exciting times than others, right? But we can't be swayed, you know, by the ebb and flow of that type of energy, because that's just the nature of the world. You know what I mean? And so our job is to stay steadfast, you know, when the wind starts blowing. You know what I'm saying? That's when you got to sink your 10 toes into the ground and lean into that thing so you can own it instead of being swept up by it. You know, one of the things that I might recommend during those moments is just step away from it. I mean, which you did, but step away with the purpose of being inspired. You know what I'm saying? Go live a little. You know, don't just get caught up and be distracted in it, because don't get caught up and be distracted by those other things, but use them to motivate you in, you know, back in the direction of what you're doing. You know, you say you lost some motivation because of the bands. The bands are great. I think you got to change your mind just like we changed our mind a long time ago, and now I'm very comfortable telling people this, is that for us, like, the idea wasn't a clothing line. You know, somebody said, you know, CRōME is a clothing line. I said, no, it's not. CRōME has a clothing line. You know what I mean? We have a clothing line, but we're not a clothing line. You know, for us, it was easier, it was simpler, it was more cost effective to use clothes as our marketing and advertising. Instead of buying a billboard for $25,000 and only being able to have it up for a week and a half, 2 weeks, right? Instead of buying a radio ad, which is limited. Instead of buying television, you know, commercial space and all that, which is also limited. You put it on clothes, which are going to go all over the world, right, simultaneously, right, with the people wearing it, and they're going to outlive and outlast those ad campaigns, right? So for us, that was our, you know, the clothes became a way to get people interested in CRōME, right? And we wanted to make sure that there were certain things in place with it, though, so that they can associate us with the excellence that we represent. First thing is comfort. Super comfy, right? You own this one, right? So you know, quality, well made, and style looks good on you. You know what I mean? Comfort, quality, style. So people start to associate these things with us, then we can also begin to push our bigger picture message onto them. And for that reason, we don't get upset, say, when the sales slow down, because we still are in a position to give it away. The money's been spent. So when you talk influencer marketing and all that, you know, or if you just feel up to it. Like the other night we were coming from somewhere and I saw a girl with purple sneakers on and purple hair. And, we were coming from when I performed with Jussie, right? Saturday, right? Took the train because it was crazy downtown with like 3 festivals going on simultaneously. And we took the train and I saw this girl and I had some extra hats on me. And I was like, I want to give her a hat. And Laura was like, why? I was like, I just do. You know what I mean? I just do. And so I gave her a purple hat. And she looked at me like I was crazy. The girl was like, what is this? Giving me something. She thought maybe I was trying to trick her or something. Hopefully she didn't throw the hat away because it's a great hat. But that being said, once I let go of that pressure of thinking like, oh, we got to sell, and if we're not selling, we're not doing anything, or people aren't hitting us up for this and that. No, because we're still spreading it. So whether I sell it to you or if I give it away, right, it's pushing CRōME into the eyes and faces and memory of everybody that you encounter in contact. I know people like right now, like my boy John Silver, right? He is Ashley Everett's fiance. Ashley Everett is Beyonce's dance captain #1 since, you know, always. Like you see Beyonce, Ashley gonna be somewhere near, right? And John actually proposed to her in his hometown of, I believe, St. Louis on their tour, on their last tour, right? John has one of the older CRōME trucker hats. I haven't seen that hat in forever. I haven't had that hat in forever. But every now and then I'll get online and I'll see in his stories or one of his posts he's wearing the hat. So everybody that he comes in contact with is seeing CRōME. Even if they've never seen it or heard of it before, it's leaving an impression. And that's important. And that's the whole point of commercials and all that too, is to leave an impression with the ultimate goal of convincing you to come vibe with that company, that product, that service, right? To spend money. But for us and for you, just like Gary spent his X amount of years earning the right, that's where we are. We're earning the right to ask people for their attention, earning the right to ask people for their time, and then ultimately their money. Sometimes it means earning the right to ask them for their talent. Like, hey, models, ain't got a lot to pay you, but you see CRōME is growing, doing your thing, you know, doing its thing, would love to have you come be a part of it, right? That's asking them for their talent and their time, right? So it goes, you know, it's all a necessary part of the journey. But trust me, I know the feeling. You know what I mean? I know the feeling well. But the difference between the people who make it and the people who don't, the ones who are able to weather the storm. You know, can you stick through? Can you somehow find motivation when there seems to be none? When things seem to be coming against you, when you want to just put it to the side and leave it alone. And that's fine too, because you know what else? And I'm not using this as an excuse. But at the end of the day, you're still young, right? So, A, you have time. B, I think your balance should be being a kid too. Be forward thinking, continue to build, but then the counterbalance to that is be a kid. You know what my counterbalance is? Spending time with my daughter, right? And so we make sure that we mark off our daddy-daughter time. And I, you know, as best as I can help it. Sometimes I'm torn though, right? Because I love CRōME so much. Sometimes I'm torn because I'm also building CRōME for her too. So in a way, the more I'm able to do for CRōME, the more I'm also doing for her. So I don't separate the two, right? But sometimes I just gotta, you know, put the phone in the corner and not touch it. And that keeps me sane and keeps me going. And it also reminds me why I do it. So that's that whole purpose package, right? Your why. Your why is the thing that sustains you when everything else is coming down around you. It's the thing that keeps you going when you're tired, when you are injured, when you are hungry, right? When you just feel like you can't go on, right? When you're not inspired. That why is the thing that kind of kicks you back into gear. And like I said, we go through those same moments, but then we regroup and we write it down and we talk through it. And then before you know it, it's like, all right, cool. And then also just looking in the mirror and realizing, like, we've come a long way. So for you, it was like 5 months ago that you first said something to, you know, in terms of Godspeed about it, right? Right? It was Moxie before that. But Godspeed, I heard about Godspeed in November. It's April. And you have shirts. There are people wearing your shirts. You know what I'm saying? Like, you have these bands. What else do you have?
Just the shirts and the bands right now.
All right. Well, that's plenty. Where are the bands? Who has the bands?